Guys, today something bad, like something horrible, something that I think everybody should be concerned about. Today, magistrates, the whole magistrate were protesting today. It then takes us back to what General Mkhwanazi said about magistrates that are corrupt. And I know you say, but where's the link? Don't worry. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. You will realize. So there are two videos that I'm going to insert as a proof that whole magistrates were protesting today during their lunch, wearing the magistrate gown to prove that they are magistrates. Guys, I can expect a lot of people to protest. But if magistrates are hungry, I mean, they don't make money as they claim. The money they get is not enough. What stops them from participating in criminal activities? What stops them from selling judgments? What stops them from accepting bribes in favor of those that have monies? What stops them? And I'm going to remind you of a case that has been opened with the JSC, wherein a judge is accused to have accepted bribe. Johannesburg High Court judge. One will probably say the judge probably has or ends well. It was just greediness. We don't know the difference between the magistrates and the High Court judges. I do know that it looks like there are different bodies that governs them, and the magistrates are often considered to be, not often, but they are often referred to as a lower court, and then hence there's higher court. With that being said, I think personally, it tells me that since there's that distinction that there's higher court and the lower court, probably the salary also higher and low. I don't know. One thing that I know, and I know it to be true, is if we have magistrates that are protesting, what does it do to the integrity of the system? That's what I want you to think about. I wouldn't have done this video, but that's what I want you to think about. What does it do to the integrity of the system? Look at them here.
Even at the back. Salary for life. You're not asking me, demanding. Okay. Single Sharon. Stop corruption. We fed up.
Where are we going?
Your worship. I'm also the best.
Yes, please do.
Wasn't last year.
So, when Mkhwanazi spoke about magistrates that are part and parcel of the cartel, people were quick to react. People were, the judicial issued statements saying things, as if Mkhwanazi had said something quite strange. They spoke about how much they have oath, they operate under oath, blah, 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 as if there's never been things that were questionable and ultimately proven to be as questionable as they've been accused them of. As if there were no such things. What I'm trying to say is Mkhwanazi is being proven right. Because if the magistrates have complaints about their salaries, such that they even take it to the street to show that there is dissatisfaction with how they earn, that then tells me that there is more vulnerability. If I was a criminal and I was looking at that, I would be saying, if I have a case, how can I get hold of the magistrate? As if there is no such an evidence as of now. By the way, just in case at end, there's a video I did where I was speaking about a relative to Zuma, how that relative is accused and is said to have bribed court officials, that may include even a magistrate, for him to be granted bail. And it's said that he spent around 200,000 for him to be granted that bail. The magistrate who presided over that had to recuse himself or herself, I'm not sure, he or him. This is me now bringing a bit of evidence to what I'm basically concerned about. There are people you don't want to underpay. Yes, you may also not want to overpay, but there are people you don't want to underpay. I once said this at a time. It's like having a police officer who is working somewhere where there's money, and you are expecting this police officer to be faithful while you are underpaying him. His job description says he must guard this money. What are the chances of him not calling his friends? I'm not talking about the greedy police officers. There are two types of police officers that commit crime. There's one, or in fact three. There's one who is underpaid. They are trying, but things, they're just not coming together. Then they will end up committing this crime. Then the second one is a person who's reckless. They earn well, but they are reckless. And their decisions will let them down such that they end up not seeing what they work for. Come month end, they are not seeing what they work for. Then they will be easily tempted to fall into crime. Then you've got a third one where, no, this person is earning well. This person is just able to balance things, but greediness. Then these three individuals will commit crime for different reasons. Yes, the act is crime, but the reasons are different. What I'm trying to say is you can't necessarily prevent the corruption by simply paying people well, because even when people are paid well, they will still commit crime anyway. But I'm saying it is also important as an employer to look at it from this perspective to say, at least let them get paid enough or right, so much so that when we get you, or if we caught you, we'll be able to ask you, are we not paying you properly? And you will have no excuse, because we are paying you directly proportionate to what you should be getting. So you are earning. So since you are earning correct and you are earning right, because of that, the day you get caught, you have zero excuse, but you have your greediness to blame. With that being said, in my noise, I don't know what's going on. With that being said, I'm saying, for me, I wouldn't like to hear that judges are underpaid. I wouldn't like to hear that magistrates are underpaid. I wouldn't like to hear that police are underpaid. I wouldn't like to hear the people who are working in with money, transporting money, are underpaid. I wouldn't like to hear that, because it makes them susceptible, or it creates this thing, this window to commit crime.